Welcome to Angelic Prophecies with Michael. This is called Checked My Gangstalker. This video right here, this is happening right here today, on this day that this is recorded. In Revelations 11 and 5 says this, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have the power to shut the heavens, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. So let me say this. This is not a rap video, but this is something that needs to be stated in this manner because evidently is not understood by those who claim to have cognitive thinking. So this is something going to be a one-time, a one-off for y'all. This is going to be a one-time on this platform that I do this. Yeah, I do music still, and what have you. But I guess this one right here is more about when you get tired. When you really get tired of the same persistent aggravation, the same persistent torment, the same persistent ignorance of those who feel emboldened and empowered to try, and let me say that again, try to intimidate others. And what I want to say to that individual who was put in that position, who chose that mission to go and try to be that gang stalker and to try to switch up vehicles, it's funny. I'm laughing inside and out because it went just like this. First off, check yourself, watch the words you say. I'm from Houston, down south, and you know we don't play. Caught up with the stalker trying to do it today. I pulled out my driveway, thought he was going to play. Followed me to the store, jumped out my ride, went inside, came back out, and he was still outside. I saw him, he saw me, so I followed him out. Tried to go real fast. What you talking about? I flipped the sandwich and I got the doggone paper plate. Now I know where he lived, and he really ain't great. But he tried to duck me and tried to turn around, came back in a different car and thought he wasn't gonna clown. I saw the car too. It's a Buick Lucerne, that 9.5 truck he was, ain't gonna get burned. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm kind of really upset. So my words might stumble, but you can bet if he come around again, I ain't gonna just hit him up. I'm gonna let his mama see him when I burn his ass up, and I excuse my language. That's spitting fire out my mouth. Yeah, Burgundy 1995. GMC long bed pickup truck. Slightly tinted windows. Mismatched wheels. Then you're going to go put that up and come back in a Buick Lucerne with the faded out top, hood, and all this. See, the stupid stuff that you do when you're gang stalking, you call yourself doing surveillance or what have you, but you sit too long. You stay obvious too quick. See, a lot of people are impervious to what's going on around their surroundings, but most of us are not. And I know you started stalking even more because of the videos that I put out yesterday exposing the truth, because I fear no man but God. But I showed you today, I fear no man but my Father, Abba in heaven. So rest in peace to your situation of trying to gang stalk me. Oh, you think because I haven't said anything about it in a while that it went away? No. I pays attention. I see what you don't see. I see you when you don't see me. I see you in your sleep. I see you in your ill-gotten, lustful, prophetic ways that you do things behind the scenes you think nobody can see, but I can see them because I'm privileged to that information. And those who are well-equipped and privileged to that information can see it too, whether or not they speak about it. But then again, you got to understand there's a hierarchy. It's a line that you have to be in. It's a certain way things are done, that all can't do what one can do, or two can do, or three or four can do. But those who can't do or say what others have the privilege and the power to say, they don't speak. Haliel, the Luciferian, figured that he should try to take out what he thinks is the last line of defense, and then he's entered into the kingdom. No, that doesn't work that way. And the passage out of the King James Version of the Bible that I just read to you in the beginning, stating, was more about what I was talking about yesterday. The two golden candlesticks, the two olive branches, the two who are encumbered with the power and the will and the abilities to do that which is necessary to be done. And in all armies, there's a leader. Those call upon that one when they're in grave need of protection, but yet still try to shun the one who protects them, tries to deny the truth of what it really is. You're asking yourself, Pastor, what are you talking about? You're a man of God. You can't partake in such activities. No, I just read to you my right and authority that is God-given. That is a right that is instilled, that you should protect yourself. Because the Bible clearly states there's a time to smile, there's a time to cry, there's a time to be playful, and there's a time to die. There's a time for war, there's a time for sorrow. And what I'm saying to you, there's a time for everything. God sets the time. And when that date and time, second, minute, and hour comes about, you cannot deny it, because it's out of your hands and out of your control. If you're obedient, you have to follow your instructions and obey what has been put forth in front of you to do. So for this gang stalking group that is watching me, rest assured, I pays attention. I even know about what you have done to move some of them closer in order to really try to tear me down, get me out of character. I laugh. I let you see a side that's frowned up and angry, but inside I'm laughing at you, because that's what you do with clowns, right? But then those who are, how would you say, special needs, you handle them with kid gloves. You don't mistreat those who can't take care of themselves, right? You get where I'm getting at, huh? You picking up what I'm throwing down, right? Well, understand. It's a shame. It's funny. It doesn't bother me. It's aggravating. And I know why you're aggravating me so much. And then a lot of you who've heard other content creators who preach the truth and tell you about gang stalking and tell you about how this is such an agitating and aggravating occurrence that keeps happening, that you have to go through. Those are the 2/3 who don't understand. Those in the 1/3 who understand, they can say, yeah, I've been through that too. I'm going through that right now. Why? It's part of long suffering. It's part of being holy and set apart. It's part of the journey on the narrow path through the straight gate into salvation. And as you repent of sins, as you come closer to the light, as you are brought forth closer to the throne and brought into the room of judgment, these things are happening. The prophecies that I brought forth, that was given to me to bring forth, to be spoken, have been spoken. Things are happening. And the more that I speak prophecies, the more that I speak spiritual truth, the more that I enlighten those who are trying to get out of the darkness and give them a direction and a pathway into happiness and joy and everlasting life. See, you're confused about life. You're confused that in this meat soup, in this skin, in this flesh, in this bone, and all this blood and veins, that's what it is. That's not what it is, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. That's not what it's all about. Light workers, it is time to wake up. I've said it, and I must keep on saying it until the last one wakes up, because I cannot let the 99 go without that one waking up. And I say the same parable, not in putting myself in the same seat or the same manner, but it is the same manner when you are the head of the congregation. You are the shepherd over the sheep. You have to make sure that all are attended to, not just some. See, people want to quickly abuse terms, phrases, words. Remember, the tongue has the power of life and death. Through the context of everything that I've been saying to you, not a one time did I say I brandished a weapon. Not one time did I say that I lost my composure and got into a situation where I was compelled to take into my own hands, my own liberties, to ponder the idea to, relinquish someone else's life. No, I just wanted to let you know once again that I see this. I see it. It's funny. And it's a shame, too, when you think about this. Some pastors out there that are really speaking the truth, who feel that they have to protect themselves, they have security guards. Not only do they have security guards, they also are brandishing weapons, carrying firearms. It's that serious. President Putin, I give no liberty or no solace or no containment to him, his authority, his beliefs. But sometimes the Lord will send you a message in such a way you cannot accuse or hurt the messenger. You cannot refuse the message. And what Putin said to the Orthodox churches is truth. See, this country and the news outlets and organizations want you to believe that when it was breaking news yesterday that Putin was nuclear, when he was nuclear about, and not at one time, even in Russian, as I listened to it in Russian and deciphered exactly what he was saying, the translation came out that it is a nuclear bomb that was set off by them following in the ways that is counterintuitive and conducive to the ways and the words of the Most High God. For Putin to say nationally, globally, that what was signed into effect to be a law to include a certain group who decided to be a group, and to take that liberty over others who has been oppressed for generations, decades, millennia, eons, and to say that this group is more important, and to try to cover it and mask it and say that if you're into a interracial relationship, this helps to save and embody the interracial relationship, but also we want to include, and this time I'm going to let you know exactly what these letters are. And I am not agreeing. I have not agreed. I will not agree. I will do what my Father has instructed me to do. And understand this, the LGBTQIA plus. Do you understand that is saying to include all, except all bad, wicked, negative behavior, anti-Christian behavior? Do you see that is the movement of the Antichrist? Do you see what is happening? And in the Bible, it says in Revelations 12, it tells you about the Antichrist, the serpent, the beast, the one who was shunned and marked and set out from the heavens and drug 1/3 with his tail of the stars and the angels in heaven. But see, some of y'all didn't stay in math class long enough, but I'll give it to you because it's time. The tribulation has started. The message is there. We're living in the 11th hour, the last 7 years before judgment will start. The year 30. You think that's it? No. Yahweh was 33, 2033. For those who listen and follow and pay attention, that is privileged information for you to know. And that means pack your bags, get ready. And to pack your bags, you need to read your Bible. To pack your bags and get ready, that means you need to keep studying to show yourself approved. To pack your bags and get ready means you need to stand up and hold your head up high. Because what Putin was saying is that the righteous is being persecuted. The righteous is being taken out. The righteous is being slain and torn down for their belief in the Most High God, and they're being persecuted right in your face. Oh, you be wanting me to preach. You want me to say the words. You want me to tell you what you need to hear. But so if I'm going to tell you and you're my sheep, and now you're my sheep and you're following me, then pick up your armor, put it on, grab your sword, get your shield, put on the whole armor of God. Ephesians 6:12-13. It is time. It is time. You see that over my shoulder. And the picture is in reverse when you see it, but this is my right side. On my right side is righteousness. See, for too many years, the word has been improperly interpreted. On up to last Sunday. On up to last Sunday. And for Vladimir Putin, in the midst of a physical war, remind you that it is of the spirits this war is encompassing and entailing, and the timeline and what's going on, and why this war here with Ukraine is stretched out and taking so long. And that in any war there's casualties, but the ultimate casualty that the Antichrist, because he is being, charged with criminal charges. They indicted him and his family. The Bible tells you in Revelation 13 that those who follow him and those of his own seed will go down with him and be imprisoned for 1,000 years as the Lamb comes back and reign and restructure and redefine and build the new Jerusalem. Don't get it twisted, brothers and sisters. If this video today doesn't show the truth of who I really am and the power and the knowledge that I really encompass and instill, then change the channel. It's your prerogative. I don't need clout. The videos yesterday wasn't about clout. And I said it in the video. It's never about clout or money. You hear content creators who profess the word of God that say that you should not show anything, any graven image of the heavens. This is true. It's in the Bible. Jesus said it. If you want to understand how to rebuke evil and sin, you need to read the whole book of Deuteronomy. And you also need to read Leviticus, because those two books will encompass and encapsulate the knowledge that you need and the wisdom that will be given to you at that particular point for you to understand why things are happening. Deuteronomy teaches you how to rebuke evil, and Leviticus teaches you the rules, the laws, the statutes, and commands. And the only way for you to actually get into heaven is not because your mom, your grandmother, your grandfather, or what have you prayed for you. It's not because you prayed for yourself. It's because first you have to believe in the spirit and the truth. You have to open your eyes and understand that for years, especially here in Babylon, you've been you've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, buffooned, confused, chaos. And they gave it to you a little bit at a time. Trials and tribulations, you'd say. This has been going on. America is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, the land of Babylon, as the great whore stands in the way of the gate, holding a flame to guide all to see hell on earth. I paraphrase with that. But Brother Newbury went into it yesterday. It's going to be the video with the orange background with a little, child flying across the sky. Lost. Look that one up. I'm sorry, Brother Newbury, I can't remember the title, but I'm so engulfed and so empowered right now with the word and on fire with the word that I'm in my own zone right now. But what you need to understand, brothers and sisters, you need to understand this clearly. Please believe me. You're living in the last days. This is your last opportunity. That the old you that I told you before, this is very true. And if you wake up, you'll see that the old you that ended in 2022, when it changed to 2023, you should understand. And for those of you who need a sign, you have the sign. You've been quoting it. Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me to lie down amongst green pastures. By the still waters, he restores my soul. For he is my rock. And there's no other before thee. For before me, he comes through to make sure I have clear passage. See, the problem is a lot of y'all are so used to the punchlines. You're so used to the punchlines. The punchlines are just those quick little passages. Oh, Isaiah 54. Oh, Philippians 4 and 13. Matthew 6 and 9. But what else does it say? A lot of y'all didn't know that John 3:16, which you know that part, but you don't know the whole John 3. And from 11 through 21, it spells Valentine. The love that God has for you is unchanging. What about this? Proverbs 3 and 1. Today is your birthday. So therefore, whatever you wish and desire, your heart that is pure and honest, I will give it upon thee. That is what our Father does for us. So live every day as today is your birthday. Expect a wonderful occurrence to happen. And don't worry about those who are out there doing these gang stalking campaigns, trying to wreak havoc, trying to get you off of your purpose. I laugh at them. So they can't get in my lane. They can't enter into the lane that has been carved out, especially for me. Accept it or you don't. I want to say this too before I end this video. Rest in peace to President Jimmy Carter. For the angels are waiting for you at the gate. For your works and belief and faith has allowed you to enter into the room of judgment. And for that, until it is time for your earthly spouse to be called to judgment, she will be taken care of by the angels of protecting her. And we thank you, President Carter. We thank you for your service as our president during your time. We thank you for helping those who are in need and showing agape love to those who are out there who needed a home with Habitat for Humanity. We thank you from state to state, shore to shore, border to border, President Carter. And for some of y'all, we're saying, well, the news just says he's in hospice. But with this, I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you that since so many people need so much proof when someone says something. Yeah, he's in hospice. Today is Thursday. I'll meet you at the gate on Sunday, President Carter, and usher you up in myself and give you a crimson robe. For Sunday will be his last hour. Just watch. before the crow strikes, as the sun rises on Monday morning, the news will break that the world has lost the oldest living president, President Jimmy Carter. This is not a wishing for someone to go. This is prophecy live right now in your face. I shared this one time. This is why I said this video is a one-off, one-time chance for you to see the truth. And if you say you've studied, then look at me. Now go on, look at me. I don't need these glasses. I do it for effect. I told y'all that so many times. I'm squinting on purpose. I want you to get a good look at me. Get a good look at me, because the Bible clearly states that Michael is made in the exact. Do you know what the word exact means? No variation, no deviation, no changes, exact mirror image of the Lord thy God. And by saying that, it is known that a lot of you will miss it, because you believe that which the Khazars said and the Europeans said, and when they wanted to change the word, the Roman Catholics wanted to change the word of God and wanted to hide and belittle and steal the true birthright. And this is why when Yahweh, Yeshua, Hashima, was walking the earth, the Khazars changed it. The Khazars are the ones who are calling themselves today's modern Israelites. The common known today Israelites are the Khazars, who stole the truth to hide it so that they could be encumbered with power. These are facts. This is not misinformation. It will be deemed misinformation because they don't want you to know it. And saying that by us coming through the seed of Jacob, a melanated king, a Jewish melanated king, this is why we have this tones. If you look closely at my skin tone, I'm giving this to you one time and one time only. And then if you're not outside, but remember, look down at the dirt. I'm not saying I'm dirty. No, the comparison is the tone. Because we come from the dirt. And we in this life, we will return to dirt, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, until thy walk unto the light that will carry you into the room of judgment. And if you really pay attention, those who were upset because of a family disagreement and decided to employ others that emulated them or similarly thought the way they did or kind of looked similar to them, they came together with the plan. And they knew the plan was flawed from the beginning, that it wouldn't last for long, because the Bible clearly states when the true people, the true seeds of Jacob through the line of Judah, wake up and realize who they are and realize that their identities were stolen from them, and they were tricked and bamboozled and lied to for generations and generations and generations, and the truth of their background and artifacts were hidden. That is a sign in the tribulation, the end is near. Before the Lord is coming back for his chosen people. And saying that, that's not being disrespectful to other hues of skin tone. Excuse me. That is being truthful in the word. The truth hurts, brothers and sisters. Look in your own mirror, because when you look at one who is righteous, you can see their light glowing. When you look at one who is engulfed in righteousness, you can see it, because if you're still engulfed in darkness, light and darkness cannot coexist at the same space and time. One has to be powered over the other. You choose, what side do you want to be on? The right side or the left side? The right side with righteousness or the left side left with nothing? You choose. I'm just here to stand and go before you to protect you, to send out the army of the angels to go out there to individually, one by one, and protect each and every one of y'all who have chosen the path of righteousness, who has selected, whose name is still in the book of life. This is what it's about. That's why when they gang stalk, it don't matter. It's fun and games. But see, just like any other negative criminal type activity is always known, no one said a criminal was smart. The individual that tried to cause me some financial discomfort has been released from jail. I've seen him. You know, I didn't do anything to him because he's a kid and he's ignorant and he's lost in his ways. And the one who, I guess, was responsible for his pathway, maybe they weren't eligible and able mentally and physically and emotionally to do anything, because prior to that and prior to that and prior to that, the cycle has never been broken. It's not his fault. I'm not going to blame him. For what? He's a kid. He's young enough to be my kid. I wouldn't hurt my kid on purpose. And I won't hurt somebody else's kid on purpose. Even though it was stated to me, I'd lay him out. I'd put him out by their own cedar. If you know what a cedar is, then parent, father, said, take him out. Teach him a lesson. And I told that person, I said, no, I won't do that. It's not that serious. It's material items. I don't care. As long as you don't get in my face and try to buck up like you bad. But what I read to you in the beginning, and that's a true statement for each and every one of those who are righteous. You have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to spit fire out of your mouth. That means sometimes a profane word will come out to get your point across. That is not expressing your nature. But the European Orthodox churches are trying to change the pronouns. You got to check them people. They're gang stalkers too. To he and she because of Beyonce. I'm going to do a video about Beyonce, the devil that she is, Shiva. And I'm going to do it directly and intentionally for those demons, those killer bees that come out and attack me. And I'm going to do it intentionally for the clout, because I'm going to expose the truth, and I'm going to expose the beehive, and I'm going to expose them all, because what they're going to do? Get mad? They're going to get mad and talk bad about me on social media, but they're going to get me a whole bunch of views, which will get me a check. So the ignorance that they possess, I'll be rewarded in this respect. They won't be rewarded for their bad behavior any longer, because now they're exposed. See, darkness cannot exist in light, and light will not exist in darkness, because the light shows them the errors that they have, their flaws, their indignations. It exposes the true being demon that they are. They don't want no smoke. That's what the kids say. You don't want no smoke? I do. People always talking on social media. Yeah, they always talking. And some of these people get taken out by their own type of people. The Bible clearly states a woman of the world who is a menstruating woman will give birth to demons. So what do you think, brothers and sisters? What do you think? What do you want to do? You want to continue to be where you're at, or do you want to go higher? And I'll give you one more prophecy before this goes. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, God bless you. This last prophecy is this. Think with me. Take a minute. Take a deep breath. This is very important. Do you remember back in the year 2019? And it was all kind of sightings of these little crop dusting biplanes flying over major cities randomly in the airspace at any given time of day or night. And then in the year 2020, they were still flying over major cities, not just rural areas. I took a picture of one in 2020 and placed it on Facebook, questioning and asking the question, what's going on? If everybody's supposed to be in the house, right? Why are these planes flying over? But remember what was happening in that year. So the sophistication has grown. The Bible clearly states that they will come at you with even more skilled weaponry. Now, here it is, 2023, already the first part of the year that, remember I told you that they blocked my video for speaking the truth of event number 2 is what the WHO is calling it. The first one was a global test. This one will be putting the findings of that global test into fruition, into order. The sophistication grew because with satellite technology and propulsion, it is very easily obtainable to use chemical agents in the air, especially if you pay attention to where the jet stream is and where it was during these times and cycles and how it swept from the west to the north, straight across the major middle, and they let it go all the way to from one coast to the other before they brought it down. And I prophesied to you, and maybe this one will be struck too, but if it's not, understand what I'm giving you is pure meat, no more manna. This is the truth, biblical truth, physical, worldly, spiritual truth, angelic prophecies. Mind you, I told you, watch what's going to happen in the summer. I told you in a couple of videos back, maybe a month ago, that what was going to happen in the summer. We don't know the seasons. In that video, I also told you, I said that when did the jet stream and hurricanes start coming from California? I thought they came from Africa. Do you realize it's a heat wave over the eastern half of the country, and it is a cold snap over California? They're in a blizzard warning, snow warning. Prayers and blessings go out to my brother Mark the Messenger on the West Coast and his family. You're not paying attention that the Bible told you clear signs of the end times. You will not know the day, time, or the hour, but you also will not know the seasons. In Texas, this should be our winter. Here, down here in H-Town, it's almost 90 degrees in February. And remember in 2021, it was 13 degrees in 2021, freezing. We was frozen in, remember? Yeah, you're right, Pastor. You don't have to call me Pastor. You call me Brother Michael. Call me Michael. That's my name. Call me Michael. Yes, I'm a minister, a pastor, a leader, an alpha male. You can call me Michael. We're family. We're children of the Most High God. So I share this with my brothers and sisters. So you understand what I'm saying. And the prophecy that you can clearly get is that the Antichrist has been indicted. The Bible tells you that. There are plagues that are coming, these Egyptian plagues, how they're administered. Don't worry about that. Just know that this is what they are. Wars and rumors of wars, and those who were once against the word now trying to feed into the famine of the word. In the days of the tribulation, in the 7 years of the tribulation, you will not know the seasons. Chaos will ensue. Death, murder. I told you in a couple of videos, you didn't believe me. I said a celebrity was going to die before the weekend, and it's going to be a mass amount of killings across the country. On that day, 14 children that got killed, unfortunately, and Burt Bacharach died that weekend. May the Lord keep you in the palm of his hands and wrap you around in the confines of his wings as Yahweh keeps scribing the scroll of the book of life. And may the Lord bless the readers and doers of his word. Till next time, brothers and sisters, God bless you all. Amen. Salah.